And we are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's get some sound check on this. Greetings and salutations. Welcome, wanderer, wayfarer, wizard warrior, and wildcat alike. How are you doing? Frank Monday broadcasting to you from the central kingdom of the celestial dragon, Twilight Zone, Old Peking. Wherever you are, whoever you are, and whenever you may be receiving this transmission, I hope you're doing well. Today, for me, is the 32nd day of the 100-day challenge. All right, I see the internet thing is dropping, so let me make sure I get a sound check on YouTube and see if we are actually transmitting. Wow, that dropped to like nearly 0 on the Wi-Fi transmission. Not cool. Why they always got to do me like that? All right, it says I'm live. Let me check the sound and see if that's actually true. Looks like it's pretty good. Let's go ahead and begin each session with a short prayer. Holy art thou, Lord of the universe, the vast and the mighty one, creator of heaven and earth, maker of all things visible and invisible, master of both the light and the darkness, he who was, is, and always shall be. We adore thee and we invoke thee. Send us one of your divine spiritual agents, our holy guardian angel, to protect and guide us through the innumerable snares of the earthly sphere, and a cleansing wind to disperse all negativity and endless human opinion. Teach us those things which we must know for the completion of the great work and the glory of thine ineffable name, Adonai. So it is commanded and confirmed, so mote it be. Amen. All right, so if you're joining me on the 100-day challenge, if it's your first go around, I've done 2 a year for the last 4 years, I believe, 3 or 4 years. I think after the Kuvi situation, once we got out of constraints, I started doing 100-day challenges. The first one was a Kung Fu challenge, then a magic challenge. Then me and Tomas did one called Hypno Apotheosis, where we discussed hypnotism. Today I'm going to share with you The Law and Its Operation by Neville Goddard. Neville writes, "The world and all within it is man's conditioned consciousness objectified." I'm curious about that. The world and all within it is man's conditioned consciousness objectified. So everything within the consciousness, conditioned and objectified, becomes the world. Consciousness is the cause as well as the substance of the entire world. So it is to consciousness that we must turn if we would discover the secret of creation. So we're looking for that secret key, right? The silver key that unlocks the gates of dreaming. That's the way we get beyond the mundane prime material plane and into the worlds beyond. I would let you guys know that today is open lines. So if at any point during the brief transmission here, you choose to join me, let me know. Let me know if you'd like to join the show. There you go. Knowledge of the law of consciousness and I'm going to go ahead and take this apart. I got this. I've been working on this one for a while. You can see that I've got lots of notes. I got lots of highlighted areas. Let's go with it one at a time. I got notes on the back. Get my amulet out and ready for action in case someone tries to cast some negative magic in my direction. Know that it will be sent back to you threefold. The world and all within. Oh, we read that paragraph already. Consciousness is the one and only reality. Yeah, because everything, even coming outside of the world, is penetrating into your brain, and thus it becomes a part of the molecular structure of your brain. Consciousness is the one and only reality, not figuratively, but actually. This reality may, for the sake of clarity, be likened unto a stream which is divided into two parts, that of the conscious and that of the subconscious. Now, in my own personal approach, a multi-model approach that I've been developing, I like to use a theory of thirds, right? So things are divided into the three levels of heaven, man, and earth. It is said that man appears between heaven and earth, and thus he is polarized by the celestial energies and the energies of terra firma. So in the system of esoteric Tao, we have three Dantians: the upper Dantian, the middle Dantian, and the lower Dantian. And within each of those Dantians, those are areas of energy. Dantian in Chinese means elixir field, means where the energy of creation is bubbling out of like a well. So you imagine your Dantians as well springs of energy, material energy down at the lower Dantian, human energy at the center Dantian, which some call the heart chakra, right? The heart center, and then spiritual energy from the celestial Dantian. The consciousness, the area of direct control that you operate from is your thoughts, words, and actions. So the thinking you're in direct control of, and then you should be also your human center in direct control of your mouth, right? Not everybody is, right? Some people just fly off the handle and let words go, but no, you should always be sincere and genuine in your words. And I do that. I approach life that way, but I've noticed so many people do not. And then when you show up on a new scene and you're just, you're just effusive with your genuine, sincere and truthful self, people get wary. They're like, "Oh, I'm once bitten, twice shy. Who is this mf'er coming in here and love bombing me?" It's like, "No, I'm just being a human being." Okay, and so then action arises from the impetus of the lower Dantian, the infernal Dantian. So we have a celestial Dantian, terrestrial, and infernal. Looks like I'm bogging out on the have I lost connection, guys? It's no kind of fun right there. Give me fives if we're still live. If you can hear me all right, give me fives. Fives if you can hear me. Hello? Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody in there? I don't know, man. I don't see it. No, dropped off. Dropped off. What a bummer. Let me see if I can reboot this real quick, guys. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. All right. Consciousness is the one and only reality. And so from this consciousness, right? And then at the terrestrial level, so celestial level is the direct consciousness, the area of direct control. The next lower level down is the heart-centered area, the terrestrial Dantian, and this is the realm of the subconscious. And then lower down still is the infernal Dantian. It's 2.5 finger widths below the navel and 2.5 finger widths in from the navel. This is the unconscious. So Carl Jung, he dealt with the conscious, the subconscious, and the superconscious. But in my system, or I don't know if it's only just in the way I've developed it, but I haven't seen others directly correlate it this way. You have the greater outer unconscious, which is all things physical, right? This hyper-physicalized state of matter. And then oscillating inside that is a cloudy-like subconscious energy. And then directly at the center of that is a core of conscious attention. It's from this conscious attention, this sphere of direct control, that we can affect change in the sphere of influence. And then it's from the sphere of influence reaching out that we can affect the future and the past, right? But that's the sphere of no control. So if you imagine it as 3 concentric circles, the innermost circle is your area of direct control. The next outer circle is the area of influence. And then this touches the area of no control, right? So we have this completed yin-yang symbol, if you guys have ever seen the yin-yang symbol. But imagine it as 3 concentric circles. Now, that's from a top-down view, right? From the front-on view, we've got the human being with those 3 areas, the third eye area, or the palace of the mind. The celestial Dantian generates heat and energy, creating the upper palace, right? The human palace of spirit, the seat, the throne of the spirit. And then down in the heart, you bring that down into the heart, right? And that's the terrestrial Dantian. And then further down, infernal Dantian. Okay, so I won't overtalk that because I've talked about it a lot in the past. Oh, and here's a little bit of a depiction of it. You have celestial Dantian at the top, terrestrial Dantian in the middle, and then infernal Dantian at the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see that clearly. Let me see. Beliefs, learning, and thoughts, imprinting, and then all the way down to the level of instinct. So he said that this reality may, for the sake of clarity, be likened unto a stream, which is divided into 2 parts, the conscious and the unconscious. In order to intelligently operate the law of consciousness, it is necessary to understand the relationship between the conscious and the subconscious. And not only that, not only do we have to understand the relationship between the conscious and the subconscious, we also need to add that all-encasing sheath of the unconscious. He goes on to say, the conscious is personal and selective. The subconscious is impersonal and non-selective. The conscious is the realm of effect. The subconscious is the realm of cause. Okay, so the conscious is personalized and selecting. It's the critical factor. It's the guardian at the gate. It's what we call the first guardian at the threshold. It's the one who prevents your conscious awareness, the critical factor, this guardian at the threshold, this Karanzon 333 is the one who prevents you from walking straight from this world into the next world, the ocean of the subconscious, with awareness and bringing things back. So when we talk about the silver key, it's the mercurial energy, the hypnopompic. I forget which one it is. It's the one where you're going into sleep or coming out of sleep. That's the mercurial energy of the Sephirah of Yesod that enables you to maintain consciousness coming and going through the gate. Now, only the magician can do this. Very few people will even remember their dreams or have any great clarity in remembering their dreams, or will awaken while dreaming and have lucid dreaming. Let's push that over just a little bit. Now, I've been still feel like it's kind of in the wrong location. That's okay. I want to keep it right there behind me. I've got a little bit of OCD when it comes to that kind of thing. The consciousness is the realm of effect. The subconscious is the realm of cause. These two aspects are the male and female divisions of consciousness. The conscious is male and the subconscious is female. Yeah, that's a good description of it. Again, if we get back to that yin-yang analogy, I wish I had a yin-yang sitting around me. I didn't think about it right. Maybe I drew one already. Well, I wrote it in Chinese. This is yin, the female, and this is yang, the male. So the male aspect is the thinker and the female aspect is the prover, right? We have two oscillating functions in the mind. There's this one side of the mind that thinks up great ideas, and then there's this other aspect of the mind that goes out and tries to prove them. So you kind of have the intellectual in his ivory tower, oh, this would be great. I should build a chair, or I should go on a journey, or I should start a career, or I should make a statue, a painting, a machine. And that aspect of the mentation comes up with those ideas. And then the other one, like the explorer, the pirate, the prover, he or she goes out and actually gets it done, right? Now, in our Taiji expression, again, this is falling short a little bit because it's a division of threes. It's not two. It's a false dichotomy is when you just give two options. You say, hey, it's black or white. It's yes or no. It's never yes or no. It's yes or no or maybe, right? It's never just black or white. It's black and white and gray. And we see that from the top of the tree of life with the three supernals. There's Keter, Hokman, Bina, right? We have the bright white, the gray gold, and then the black, the deep black. So it's always the Trinity, all right? The only begotten Son came through the Father, and then they mention the Holy Spirit in the Christian religion, but they don't give direct credit that this is the Shekinah, the feminine spirit, right? So what happened there? Why are they leaving out the feminine spirit? And why is he just mentioning the male and female without addressing the unconscious or the child, right? The hermaphrodite, as it were, the Baphomet, the Christ consciousness. Because again, we have the masculine celestial with the lower infernal feminine, and then all coalescing at the human terrestrial level, right? This great, vast, open plane, the primaterial plane in which we dwell. The consciousness generates ideas, impresses these ideas on the subconscious. The subconscious receives these ideas and gives form and expression to them. So we see this reaching out of the yang qi, the masculine energy, and then it's embraced by the feminine energy. And to leave that aspect out is erroneous. So we must include it. Let's see if I got some notes here. Yeah, the conscious G man. What up, G? Generates the ideas. The subconscious receives and gives form and expression to them. Xingcheng Gucheng. Okay. So I put it in the form of a pictorial expression here on the back. We have that God head of energy reaching down and out to us from the sun, and then that ocean of subconscious energy beneath it, receiving and birthing these things, right? And then you got to go further down, though. They're kind of missing it because you got to go all the way down into that firma terra at the bottom where great Cthulhu sleeps in death, dreaming of his awakening again, right? By this law, he writes, first conceiving an idea and then impressing the idea conceived on the subconscious, all things evolve out of the consciousness. And without this sequence, there is nothing made that is made. There is not anything made that is made. Wow, I got to get my head around that. I've read it several times and I still don't totally. All things evolve out of consciousness, and without this sequence, there is not anything made that is made. The conscious impresses the subconscious, while the subconscious expresses all that is impressed upon it. There you go. So, in the unique, I better not mix up my pages. Oh, I've got them numbered. Good. So, in the unique system that I've been working on with my own flowering enlightenment, as it were, 30, 40 years of study of the Tao, you have this conscious celestial energy, the active, aware mind, and it's going to push these down into the subconscious, the sea, the ocean of subconscious energy, right? That receives it and births it, and then it's going to boom, shoot out into the world. Sorry about that. Boom, shoot out into the world and be physicalized, right? Be given off. If you've been studying the sexual magic, the magia sexualis of Pascal Beverly Randolph, he doesn't get into this much. He doesn't understand Tao. A lot of people didn't learn about their Taoist, their esoteric Taoism, but we have Volantia, the center of unperturbed concentration, the wizard's will, the magical intent. And then we have that at the center is the decretic function, the decreeing, the commanding into being, right? This actually comes from Da'at, the hidden Sephiroth on the tree of life. And then we have Posism, the receptive, the arrival of, the possession of that thing which has been brought into creation. All right, where did we get to? Let me keep my pages in order here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's 5? 5. Did I finish off 5? Okay, no, I didn't. Essentially, my personal paradigm is very concisely outlined here. The subconscious does not originate ideas, but accepts as true those which the conscious mind feels to be true. Now, I used to say this all the time. Hey, Angela Baby Carson is in the ideas room. Good to see you, Angela Baby. I'd love to rent. I'd love a wrench. Oh, really? Yeah. People don't hand out wrenches just willy-nilly, right? We've got to earn them. Yeah, definitely. You will get a wrench. You hang around long enough. Is there any process? Couple of sessions. I think you're trustworthy. Yeah, definitely. So what I always used to say in my early days of developing my own forms of mental magic is I would say, whatever you believe to be true is true, at least for you, right? So there's all these folks out there running around and they've got all these truths, right? Let me tell you about my truth. Let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about that. And let me give a quick shout out to Angela Baby Carson. I was over recently in Nachiketa's panel chat, and there were a lot of good people in the ideas room chatting and fellowshipping, and Angela Baby here, Carson, was extended an olive branch to me, and she treated me pretty much better than anyone else I've ever seen on the internet, like just as an original impetus Just like her knee-jerk action was to be nice and kind and compassionate. And you rarely see that. I want to tell you straight up, Angela, you rarely see that anymore. I mean, so many people are disingenuous, and they're posturing, and they're just filled with the ego. So very few people do that. Was really delightful. I felt that Nachiketo has a little bit of that too, but he doesn't embrace it as like his original impetus. He I don't know. I'm not going to comment on it, but he's guarded. He's definitely guarded, and that's good. I mean, it's his channel, his platform. He should be guarded. And again, it all comes back to that old once bitten, twice shy, right? The gal who brought the snake in out of the cold. And she's like, "Why'd you bite me? I'm a snake, biatch." Anyway, subconscious mind does not originate ideas, but accepts as true those which the conscious mind feels to be true, and in a way known only by itself, objectifies the accepted ideas. Therefore, through one's power to imagine and feel their freedom to choose the idea they will entertain, man has control over creation. Through the power to imagine and feel and his freedom to choose the idea they will entertain, man has control over his creation. And I just think that's so awesome and relevant and truthful to the human experience. Thank you so much for that, Angela. You're very kind, very kind. Igualmente, right? Likewise. I feel good energy in you. I checked out your channel. I love all your gardening. I love where you're living. Oh, good God, man. I'm deep in the middle of Twilight Zone, Old Peking, just a dank city filled with buildings. I actually do have a wilderness park across from the academy that I work at, but I've always longed and yearned to live in the country or a more rural type. And this actually is more rural because I'm on the outskirts of the city now. But I've been living in dead center of Beijing, China for the last 20 years. And my nervous system is just exhausted by it. It's so debilitating. Anyway, doesn't matter. I've made my way out to the countryside, so I'm feeling good now. But yeah, and all your cooking, all your baking, I love that stuff, man. Makes me hungry every time I look at what you're up to. And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give me fives if we're back, guys. Whatever we set our mind at is what we shall achieve. Yeah, that's what we're talking about right here. Gonna have to go. Okay. Oh, he's live. Wow. I should come over and chat with you guys. Come back, watch again if you join us over there if you like. Yeah, I would absolutely love to. Thank you for that invitation, Angela. I'm not sure if you can I'm not sure if I'm back transmitting here on YouTube, but with the bamboo firewall over here in China, it's so hard to stay connected sometimes. Yeah, thanks for the fives. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I'll wrap up what I got going on over here and I'll come check out you guys. Do you know what the topic is over there for today? I don't guess it matters. Any old topic's a good topic, right? I'll finish off. I think I got a couple of more pages I worked on here, and then I'll stop by and see you guys. That'll be fun. Excellent. The mechanism of creation is hid in the very depth of your subconscious, the female aspect or the womb of creation. The subconscious transcends the masculine reason and logic and is independent of induction. It contemplates a feeling as a fact existing within itself, and on this assumption proceeds to give expression to it. Before I move on to that, I'll recant the riddle of the Sphinx. Maybe you know it. It's to know, to dare, to act, to be silent. And there's one more part to that. There are actually 5 parts to the riddle of the Sphinx. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you got to find it. Like, it's one of those esoteric, secreted, hidden occult knowledges that most people know the first 3 questions of the Sphinx, right? But they don't know the 4th and 5th. So I found it only recently. After 30 years of searching, I finally came across it. I mean, you could find it easily. Now you've got the internet. But when I started my studies, there weren't even computers. Yeah. I think we got our first home computer when I was like in high school. But then at college, like you had to go to the computer lab. You could carry around one of those laptops that weighed like 20 pounds, but not that many people did that. In fact, it wasn't until I got out of college that people were routinely using cell phones, and they weren't good cell phones. They were like the candy bars and started like a brick. You guys know. I mean, you could look it up if you don't. If you're too young to know about the old ways of technology, you could look into it a little bit. So again, Volantia, Decreeism, and Possism, I've articulated them as the eye in the triangle, the conscious direct attention, the Taiji or the pentagram, and it's the terrestrial human aspect, the seed of the Christ, the subconscious, and then Possism, the infernal Dantian, and the unconscious. The creative process begins with an idea, and its cycle runs its course as a feeling and ends in a volition to act. Right? That's where we get the volantic expression, the volantia, the volition. It's the Latin equivalent of the Chinese word yi or yi or yi dao, qi dao, xue xing. So in Chinese Kung Fu, we say that when the yi, the intention, right, wherever the triangulated intention is going, right, the triangle of art, we call it in magic, wherever that energy is flowing, right, energy goes where attention, energy flows where attention goes. That's a direct translation of the original Chinese, right? In its original Chinese, from even Master Lu Dongbing and Yang Jingming and all of these guys from 1,000 years ago, they said yi dao, wherever the attention goes, qi dao, the energy will flow there, right? And then yi dao, qi dao, xue xing, the life force will activate. So they say the first part, they say energy flows where attention goes, but they leave out that third part. In Chinese, we have it in its original. It says that the electromagnetic energy flourishes wherever you put the attention, wherever you put the intent. And it's essentially the magical process. You cast your circle, right? You put the 4 archangels around you. You directly pull down in the spirit of the divine, a column of it into the body, and then you formulate the triangle of art and cast your magical energy into manifestation, into the triangle of art. And that's the way it works, man. It's that simple of a process. Now, saying it, right, it's one thing to say it, and it's another thing to get it done. But I had this realization when I was like 12, 13 years old. I picked up an old grimoire, actually called the Complete Book of Ceremonial Magic by Arthur Edward Wyatt. And I was reading through one of these rituals that he had. And he's like, you got to, get a willow branch at midnight under a full moon. And you have to strike it off with a single cut. And you have to have linen robes of the purest white, tied with a gold tasseled waistband, and you need to fast for 7 days and purify your environment and make a magical circle of salt with the Solomonic circle and all of this, and on and on and on. And it's got all of this lengthy process. You have to attain this herb and this ritual implement and blah blah blah. And I was looking at that as like a 13-year-old. Maybe I was 13, 14, 12, 13, 14. I don't remember exactly. But I was looking at this intense ritual, and I was very interested in magic at a very young age. And I thought to myself, this is the thought that came into my head. It might not even have been my thought. I thought, if magic is real, and I believe it is real, then I don't need to do any of this to make magic happen. All I need to do is intend for it to happen, and it will. Because if magic is real, magic can manifest without all these accoutrements. I don't need a robe. I don't need to fast for 7 days. And there was one particular manifestation or spell that I wanted to happen, and it did. I don't know if it was like 2 or 3 days later, but I took the ritual, I read it several times, and then I sat down in meditation as a young man, and I went through the entire thing in my mind. And I knew that the impressions born on the mind, whether they be of the waking world or of the imagination, have the same effect. And I was gung-ho for it, man, and I got it done. And I think it was like the next day or a couple of days later, like under 72 hours, I woke up one morning. I had taken like an afternoon nap or something, and I woke up and this golden aura of energy was shining in through my window, right? And I often went in and out of my window of my house because, to go to the door, it was like I had to walk all the way down the hall and go out the door. But my window opened on to our backyard at the house I was living in. And this was actually in San Diego, California. And something in my mind said, follow that light, and it will guide you to the realization, the manifestation of the spell you cast, the magical intent. Again, in the presence of God and his angels, I do my magic with no guilt or suspicion, openly before God. And so I followed it. And everywhere I went, each area that okay, hi Angela, thank you for that. Yeah, cool. So I can I go a little longer maybe. And if anybody wants to join, join the program here and chat about it, I would love to host and have you on for a minute. So I'm not going to tell you exactly which ritual incantation it was. I'm not going to tell you what I was thinking about, but I will tell you that it manifested so rapidly and in such great synchronicity that I had unlocked the silver key. That's it right there. That's the silver key. It's the directing of the mercurial energy to guide one to bring about the manifestation of those results with which you desire. And you should have desires. I mean, I never got into this Hinduism and Buddhism and this nihilism and this, this great hell realm that it's all suffering and we're all headed nowhere. I never got into that, man. I grew up in Southern California, and I was always attracted to Chinese esoteric Taoism. Wow, thank you so much, Angela. I really appreciate that. Guys, let's have a look real quick. Angela's updating us as to Nachiketa's channel. He's going to be going live in an hour. So if you are tuning in and you do see this, make sure that immediately after this, you guys head over there and jump in the chat room and start bolstering the channel. I had a really good time on Nachiketa. And in fact, like right after I left the panel chat with you guys, I had a really good conversation, and I ended up picking up like 30 subs. Like a bunch of you guys came over here and showed interest in me. So I want to express extreme gratitude for that right now. Namaste. You guys say namaste a lot. Again, those are Hindu things. I don't say that. In Chinese, we say Ami Tuofu. And again, that strikes of Buddhism. And I just never learned it. I don't know much about it, and it doesn't influence my paradigm. What influences my paradigm most directly is pure esoteric Chinese Taoism, which is a very different creature. It has a very different cosmology than many of these other things going on. Like right now, there's a huge debate between the globaloids and the planers, right? And they're battling it out. And again, that's another false dichotomy. It's not that. It's not this or that. It's both. And that's where the Taiji comes in, that it's a synthesis. We've learned what went before. We're experiencing what's going on now. And it is our duty in some way, but it's just our life force. It's the way we synthesize and bring forth something else into the future, right? It's this great process of synthesis. And again, I want to say a wonderful. In Chinese, we would say "fei chang gan xie" or "unusual many thanks" is the direct translation. In English, it would be more like "a million thanks." So thank you so much for that, Angela. That's so kind of you. Yeah. I knew you were a good soul. I don't know how I do this. No. Okay, so I don't know if from StreamYard I can give you a wrench or not. I was gonna bequeath you the old wrench, but I'm clicking on your thing and it doesn't give me the option here on StreamYard. Here's the funny thing I have with StreamYard. Like I don't really trust what they're doing over there, but it's a great platform though. StreamYard's wonderful. And I got the free account. Obviously, you can see up here in the corner. But it says, I got 3 options when clicking on you. I can delete your comment, put user in timeout, or ban user and delete their comments. It's like, what is that? I can't do anything nice by clicking on a user? That really bothers me. I don't know how people do that. No, I'll have to check. I think I can do it on YouTube. Let me see. Maybe if I left click on you. Now I'm always wary to click on people because like if I hit the wrong button, I'm going to do something. I've done that too. I did that to my mother. My mother's like, you banned me from your channel like a week ago or from your chats or whatever. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, Mom? And I guess my finger just slipped because I usually would live stream from my phone in my car. My whole first year of working at this academy, I was driving back and forth. So I had an hour each morning and I did what was called the live drive jive archive. And I would just talk a gang of shit as I drove to work because I quickly realized that like driving and listening to audiobooks, it was fine, but it seemed like the drive took a long time. And then when I started driving and broadcasting, it went by like that. It was never enough time. I felt like I'd just gotten in the car by the time I was finishing the broadcast. And so it was kind of a wonderful experience. And actually, I picked up most of my subs with the live drive jive. It was called the Live Drive Jive Archive. I kind of miss it too, because there were unique things to that experience, like driving and talking, that are different from just like sitting here at the dorm. Like I wrote a couple of songs. One of the songs I wrote was just funny, short choruses. It was fun to sing though. Like I'm not gonna sing it now because it's not appropriate. You got to be in the car and headed down the road. But anyway, fun stuff. Let me get on though. Where did we get to? That was page 5. We'll get into page 6. Page 6, inflame yourself with prayer. Invoke often. I know a lot of folks in the AE community is what they're calling it. Is that the alternative earth? Is that what AE means? I don't know a lot of the jargon. And see, here's another thing, Angela. A lot of people, like especially some of the people from Team Evil, because I had my first ever panel experience was like 3 or 4 months ago on the Insanity Machine with the Clown King, Stefan, and his Team Evil. And like they attacked me. He made a bunch of videos attacking me after that. But just like on Nachiketa's channel, I had a really good first experience and I checked out a bunch of his videos. I didn't watch any of his live streams. I didn't watch any of his shorts. But I had a really good experience and I jumped on my channel and I wrote up a good review. It's called Discovery, the Sanity Machine in the Halls of Amente. and I wrote this wonderful thing, and I did like an effusive 30-minute spiel on why I thought everybody should check out the Sanity Machine. And then the next day I woke up and like I got into his live content and I started looking at his channel a little more in depth. And he'd already made shorts like laughing at me saying, haha, this motherfucker's got bad teeth and blah, blah, blah. And all kinds of stuff like attacking people. And then I saw him again on Jack Talcott's channel in a panel chat. So the Insanity Machine was the first ever panel experience. And they fucking attacked me and lied and said, oh yeah, you've got a ton of live streaming experience. I'm like, no. I do live streaming. I never said that, but I've never been in a panel chat with other people. I've done interviews, one-on-one interviews, but I had never done that, like, 5 people in the room type thing. Anyway, that was the first one. Now I watched him attacking another guy, Jack Talcott. And so I went and I watched Jack Talcott, and Jack Talcott, he's, everyone attacks him and they say he's got all these problems and he's this, that, or the other thing. But he was a really nice guy to me, and he continues to be. And I thought, something's going on here. They're like, they're painting these people out to be like what they call lolcows, right? People you can laugh at. And I thought, I mean, how childish is that? How juvenile is that? To constantly attack people and belittle people's opinions and their expression when they come on your channel. And I thought, man, that's kind of fucked up. And so I realized really fast that a lot of these people are super toxic, and just stay the fuck away from them. So I've been back on Jack's channel a couple more times, and I just discovered another guy from there. But I discovered Nachiketa by way of Jack Talcott and the Insanity Machine, because they were talking about him as well. And so I went over to Nachiketa's channel and I said, hey, you can't listen to what other people say. You have to experience it for yourself directly. And so I went on a channel, and one of Team Evil, I don't know if you guys know this gal or not, but her name's Brit, B-R-I-T. I don't know if it's a girl or a boy, but she used to always attack me on the Insanity Machine with the Clown King. She'd be like in the chat, and I'd be looking over, and I'd be like, what the fuck? Why is this person talking shit about me? It's like, what did I do? Why? And it became so like, oh my God. It's like dealing with 2-year-olds. I got no fucking time for it. And she actually got on Nachiketa's channel. I left a whole spiel, man. I wasn't going to take that horse shit out of her again, or he or she. And maybe she's been over there being really, really nice to him for a long time. But that type of sycophantic behavior and that type of like vilifying people for no good fucking reason really angers me. And yeah, and I have every right to be angry. And the fiery indignation of righteous fury is absolutely justified. Yeah, and I like to stay away from the drama too, but I'm not going to have someone fucking mudslinging my name, because 3 months ago, 3 or 4, Clown King Stefan, that was my first ever experience with the panel chat, the panel verse. They called it the panel verse, and I didn't even know what that term was. I'd never heard it before. Second experience was on Jack Talcott. Third experience was on Nachiketa. That's why I told him I'm new to the panel verse. Brit immediately fucking maligned me and lied about me. Now I've had a fourth experience. Yesterday I was on a guy's chat called, I forgot his name. Pimp Unslaved. Personal empowerment through mass program. I can't remember exactly, but he's a guy that is very interested in like sovereign citizens movement. And I went over there and I thought it was a panel chat, but it wasn't really. Like, they had a panel and they ran a lot of programs, and you weren't really allowed to interact with the host. Like, he would dominate the conversation, him and a couple of his friends, and like they didn't really allow you an opportunity to speak much, which I thought was okay. That's their style. I'm not gonna say anything bad about it, but it was a little bit combative, Like, it's one thing to engage in debate and dissertation with a sense of chivalry and gentlemanliness, right? Ladies and gentlemen. In Chinese, we say "la di si" and the gentleman, right? So funny. But ladies and gentlemen, it's one thing to do it that way when it's honorable and dignified, but like to go to like mudslinging and throwing poop. I mean, I'm not a fucking monkey. I wasn't born from monkeys, guys. I didn't fall out of a goddamn coconut tree. I descended from heaven. My ancestry is of a celestial origin. I was not brought into this cosmos by way of monkeys. And if you are a monkey man like Joe Rogan or whatever, I mean, more fucking power to you. You know, you've got your feet are like hands and you can eat bananas like nobody's business. But I'm of a different ancestral origin than that. So sorry to disappoint you. I'm not on board with atheism and evolution. Now, microevolution does occur. It occurs in all species. But cross evolution, like macroevolution of lizards turning into people and shit, and dogs turning into elephants, not really my gig. Where did we get to? Okay, so I went on so far of a tangent. I think that I think I got a little too far off course on that one. I'm gonna wrap it up there. Unless any of you guys want to come on, I will put the real quick here because I got about another 20 minutes before Nachiketa starts his show, and then we'll all head over there and hang out with Nachiketa. Yeah. So there it is. I put the link in the chat box, guys. If anybody wants to come and join me, and remember, stay on your best behavior. I gave King Stephen rules every time he'd show up. I'd be like, man, just stay on your best behavior. Don't make it toxic. Don't belittle my ideas. If so, fuck off. Go fuck yourself. I'm here for fellowship, collaboration, and mutual experimentation in this prime material plane that we find ourselves in as spiritual beings manifesting into this world, right? But yeah, if anybody wants to join, if not, I'll give you a little prayer. Heaven and earth are the spontaneous manifestations of the subtle, wondrous, universal law. As the original oneness expresses itself, gross and subtle energies become distinctly divided. Our bodily caves are brightly illuminated by the three Dantian, celestial, terrestrial, and infernal, bridge points leading to spiritual immortality. The powerful spirits of the 8 directions can join our beings with the true origin of life. By the absolute order of the divine Ling Bao in the highest 9th heaven, send the positive energies of Qian Luo, Dan Na, Deng Kan, and Tai Xuan to destroy my spiritual obstacles and debilitate any evil influence. The positive atmosphere has been generated, dispersing all negativity. The evil demon king, Mo Wang, is chained to stand as my guard and servant. The Qi of Tao is everlasting. So it is commanded and confirmed. So mote it be. Amen. That's the invocation of total integration. It comes to us through the tradition of Taoism. If you're not familiar with Taoism, that is one of the 7 great invocations that a young priest in Tao learns. That's actually I think that's the 4th invocation. One of my favorites, though. So I say the invocations. We do them in sets of 7. So we have 7 total invocations. You do each one for 7 days and you add another one. So you end up getting up to 49 days and you're doing 7 invocations per day. They're powerful, though. They remind you of the truth of the spiritual energy. I don't guess anybody's going to go for that. That's okay. Sup, Mojo? Got Mojo in the house. Little shout out. Mojo Shop. Hey, it's Sean. All getsy bro. All gangsta bro. Much love, Mojo. I guess you guys all kind of know each other, right? I don't know many of you guys. I know Angela, and I love and trust you, Angela. Sean Alki. What's up, Sean? How you doing, man? Good looking out. Hey Frank, much love from all. Mojo gives love. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Much love. Appreciate that, Mojo. How you doing, man? You all right? Oh, who else is out here? Angela, baby, do you know Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind? No, I don't. Angela, baby, my first experience with I have heard in like passing of the Sovereign Citizens like movement or whatever, but you always see like guys getting in arguments with traffic cops or something, and I thought, nah, that's not really that cool. But I mean, I I've seldom had any encounters with traffic police. And when I did, they were usually fairly, polite to me because I was polite to them. Obviously, they're just trying to extort you for money if you're driving too fast or something. But no, I don't know much about it, but I got educated a little bit yesterday. I mean, that guy blasted me with his dissertation on basically what it is. And so I have some sense or understanding now. So I'll check out Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind. Is that a similar type thing? And then we got next up is Angela says, yes, Sean and I are together. Okay, cool. Welcome, Sean. Hey, you guys are together like you're together, right? Forever. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. Oh, it's pretty bad. I'm not doing Ludacris any justice right there. Angela Baby says, we're in the Flat Earth crew. Yo, what up? What up, Flat Earthers? So many labels, so little time, right? Like, I think that giving yourself a label, I even do. I'm an esoteric Taoist. I'm an esoteric Christian. I study esoteric Rosicrucianism. I like to think of myself as a magician, right? So many labels, so little time. And I definitely dwell on a water level prime material plane, right? I've experienced the plane. I'm not a flat earther. I'm a person who knows the truth of this plane of existence to some extent, as far as I can get within my area, my sphere of direct control. And then as I emanate out, I also have a sphere of influence that I'm becoming more familiarized with, right? It's that third, that second. Let me see if I got a pen here. Pencil, pen. I'll go with a pen. Yeah, so this is a very easy representation of what I'm talking about. Directly at the middle of the concentric circle is the area of direct control. This is what you have command over: your own mind, your own thoughts, words, and actions, and little else, right? Like in this moment of time, the right now, the conscious energy, my consciousness, I can basically just move my finger and speak and think and feel. Then the next concentric circle is the area of influence. You guys dwell in the area of no control. And as we interact with each other, we do so by way of influence and persuasion. That's the subconscious mind. Everything I hear from you and learn about the world that I do not know comes to me by way of past impressions, memories in the subconscious mind. Even if you tell me something right now, I have to think about it and digest it and synthesize it. Or is it ready to go? 6 minutes to showtime. Good. Yeah, I'll head over there. So unknown things to me, like the alternative Earth, the flat Earth community, the sovereign citizens movement, that was all in the area of the unknown, right? And now it's moved into my area of influence. It's starting to influence me, and I'm starting to influence it. All right, I don't know if you can see that clearly or not. And when I go from awareness to understanding to recognition, okay, awareness to recognition and memory of, and start to interact with it a little more, I'll start to have knowledge and understanding of it. And then when it moves into my sphere of control, then I've achieved mastery. So mastery is what we're all looking forward towards, is self-mastery and mastery, self-actualization and mastery of those things which we find to be important. Yes, okay, good stuff. Come with us, Frank. If I had a wrench, I'd share it with you. Okay, yeah, see, I got to give you a wrench, Angela. Definitely. Where did we leave off? Yes, we live together. Okay. Forever, ever. Yeah, nice. 6 minutes to showtime, guys. Let's head over to Nachiketa's channel. He says, Sovereign Soul Unchained. Definitely head over to Nachiketa's channel and check him out, guys. I am going to do so. I'm going to wrap this up really quick here. I'm going to have myself a cup of coffee, and then I'm going to head over to Nachiketa's channel and see what's going down. And then finally, I wanted to mention she mentions, and again, this is for my own record as well, the Sovereign Soul Unchained. I will finish off with this, guys. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for tuning in. I am your Grand Wizard of the Esoteric Order of Dagon. I remind you that the time is now to join the Lunar Light Entertainment Discord to keep the conversation going behind the scenes. I invite all of you to participate in the 100-day challenge, Pathways of Magic. You can learn more about it if you head over to buymeacoffee.com, not /genius. Oh man, I need to take that off of there. That was Frater Tomas. He passed beyond. Not cool, man. That's not what I wanted to show. That kind of bummed me out. Anyway, no big deal. No, it is a big deal. And I should probably say something since I did that. Heaven and earth, divine spirits, and ancient masters. Oh, your son has a request. Continue to guide Frater Tomas beyond the veil and in the direction of development that his soul needs. And bring him back to me, because we got stuff to talk about still. And I like to bring back spirits from the dead to speak with them sometimes. It's just one of the things I do, a little necromancy. Ideas are impressed on the subconscious through the medium of feeling. No idea can be pressed on the subconscious until it is felt. But once felt, be it good, bad, or indifferent, it must be expressed. Feeling is the one and only medium through which ideas are conveyed to the subconscious. Therefore, the man who does not control his feeling may easily impress the subconscious with undesirable states of mind. By control of feeling is not meant restraint or suppression of your feeling, but rather the discipline of self to imagine and entertain only such feeling as contributes to your well-being, your health, wealth, and happiness. Not for suppression or restraint, but rather the disciplining of self to imagine and entertain only such feelings and ideas that contribute to your health, wealth, and happiness. And we'll leave it there, man. With that said, that is beautiful. And that was a part of the greater teaching, the inner teaching of the I won't mention my inner order, but I will mention Lunar Light Entertainment, guys. Definitely check me out there. Check me out on buymeacoffee.com. Thank you for stopping by. Huge shout out and thank you to Angela Baby for stopping by and showing me so much fellowship and love and compassion over at Nachikita's channel. Nachikita. Sean Alki, Mojo Shop, anybody and everybody that was in the chat today. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you in the abodes of the future and keep doing good magic. Until next time, ad astra prospera, as we wander on forward. Bye for now.